say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in mine. You know you stopped me dead while I was passing by. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time.
Ooh, I see you every time. Oh my, I like your style. You make me wanna cry. And I beg to see you dance just one more time.
So say, dance for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. Say, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again.
I said, oh my God, I see you walking by. Take my hands, my dear, and look me in my eyes. Just like a monkey, I've been dancing my whole life. But you beg to see me dance just one more time. Ooh, I see you every time. Oh my, I like your style. Ooh, you make me wanna cry. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time.
So say, dance for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. Say, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. Dance monkey. Dance for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. Move for me, hey. When you're done, I'll make you do it all again. So say, dance for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. Say, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. Dance for me, monkey.
What's up, what's down? Tell me something going around. Let's discuss the light of day. Spitting truth, come with me. What's up, what's down? Nothing's ever out of bounds. There has to be a better way. Always something of a better play. Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack Baby things. Hero Shack, hey, Hero Shack, yeah. Hero Shack Daily things. Here we go.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Hero Shack Daily Things, episode 42. I am still your host, Christopher Tamulevich. I believe I am solo. I don't know. My wife is kind of worn out and tired and running around. I think she might be coming in. She might not. I don't know if she'll make it that far. It's okay. This is just a quick daily update about what's going on in the world of Hero Shack. Didn't get much done today because I was working. I do have a full-time job that I'm blessed with. But tonight I do plan on doing some work. I'm going to be formatting for our shows. That's right, our shows. Hero Shack Daily Things is going to have themes for the evenings that we are on the air. And we will be taking some time off in between days. I'm not sure when or how. Because the truth is, after doing it for 2 weeks, it becomes a habit for me. And I'm now on 42 episodes. So, we're well over a month. Oh, and here comes my cat. Okay, so Braveheart just entered the room. Do expect interruptions. So let me just show you guys a couple of things that I do have to show you. This morning when I woke up, I did draw a few things, and I wanted to get at least this one on the air so I could get it like kind of documented that it's there and where it is from the start. So this here is a top-down view of what will be a street in Roman times. We'll call it for now. This will be the splash page from the Cardinal insert on the Great Cyclopean number 8. And I'm kind of excited. It's rather ambitious. It's looking down. There's going to be, 50 people down there mixed in a crowd of Roman citizens who are looking onward. And of course, you have your centurions who are defending something quite sacred inside this case. And there'll be a horse here. I'm having a hard time drawing the horse, but that's okay. I will get up to speed with that soon. So, yeah, I was just sitting there this morning doing this, and you can see the perspective, the lines that I used to draw it. And that's part of the function of Procreate. There is a grid perspective guide that you can use. It's not quite as detailed or as in-depth as something like ClipArt Studio, I believe, has you can actually set cubes up and stuff, but this has lines and it's sufficient, and I do enjoy it. Real quick, I'll show you guys the other piece of art that I wanted to bring to the show tonight. Let's see, where is it? This one. So this is actually from the Great Cyclopean number 8, and you can probably tell what it is just by looking at it. Okay, that zoomed in way too much, but it's a 5-panel layout, and basically Captain Orr is getting into it with Fiber Frog there. These are the black and whites, of course. I don't yet have color on it, but I wanted to kind of show it. This is the level of detail I'm going with in issue 8, and hopefully from that point forward. I'm glad there's no words here, because there would definitely be spoilers, and I don't want the spoilers. So yeah, there's that. All right, so it's not even 8:10 yet, and I've really run out of updates. Hello, Tim, and anybody else out there. I'll stay on for a few minutes longer, and I'll cut out if nobody shows up. I could play some video games. I mean, that's not hard to do at all. Let's see. There's a new, every time I open up OpenEMU, there's a new error that shows up, and I can get rid of it pretty quickly, but you know how that goes. You just got to kind of deal with it until you figure out why. I've done everything it requested to be done, and it still wants to mess up. So yes, so let's see what we got going on here. I don't know if this is gonna activate. I don't know if it's plugged in. Yeah, it seems to be plugged in. There seems to be no power to it. It's probably just asleep. Let's see. Yep, it was. But it does. Oh, we got some life here. All right, hang on. I'll pause it for a second. Present. Do I want to share that? I think that's how it goes. Window. Yeah. All right. So let me move this around a little bit so I can see the chat in case. So this is Pac-Man, obviously. It's the 5200 edition. And you can see it's kind of primitive, but it's certainly better than the 2600. Oh, look at that. My controls are dead. Or are they? Yeah, they're mapped out to the wrong buttons. Okay, hang on. We'll just do this then. Edit game controls. Oh, that looks fun. Okay, up. Fire 1. Fire 2. Start. I think I'll put start on the shoulders. Console pause. I'll put there. Reset. I guess I'll put there. Keypad. I don't want the keypad at all. Okay, so I'm just going to end the programming there. And we'll go back to the game and see how that works out. Hang on, let me move some windows. Hello, Outcast. How's it going? Thank you, man. I wanted to show that because I don't often remember to do it as I'm doing it. And it's going to be my morning draw until it gets done. There's got to be a lot of detail and care put into it. So I'm not trying to rush it. It's just like wake up at 4 in the morning and, you know, you work on a page of your comic, you work on a page of the backup story, and if you have time, you do a sketch for the fun of it. Or at least that's how I end up doing everything. Let's see. I put. Oh, I see what I did. Yeah. I think I messed up my game. Oh no, I got to do this. Yeah. There we go. All right. So we'll try this again. Hey, we got controls now. Now it's weird because I don't know why it's stretched out like that. That might be my emulator. It might be how the 5200 actually ran it. I think the volume's a little loud. Let me see. Turn that down just a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely better than the 2600, but it's kind of lame. Oh, it's almost hard to believe they couldn't get arcade stuff in the 5200. I'm pretty sure the 800 has actual arcade graphics. So we're going to do, let's see, we are going to pop this away as we have lost. If I can, I'm not sure how to do this now. There we go. All right. Miss Diana is roaming around. She probably hates that I announced that because she just wants to do whatever it is she's doing. I don't know. But like I said, I'll stay on for a little while longer. Doesn't make sense to stream for 5 minutes, but things are slow today. There wasn't much happening. I'm anticipating much more happening. We did have the comic book club. That was kind of interesting. I can tell you a little bit about that because the story happens in an actual school. So I took the kids around with iPads and we took pictures of the various locations that the story is going to have key moments in. And that was kind of cool because it gave them a chance to actually visualize what it is we're talking about, the scope we're talking about. Now, I explained to them that I'll teach them all sorts of little tricks to help them with their backgrounds and stuff. But you could see the intimidation when the kids that are really into the art realized, just how deep this is going to be. I figure we have about 2 months. We'll have April and May to really pull this thing together. And then in June, if everything goes right, we'll at least have PDFs that they can share with their families and everything should be hunky-dory, but we'll see. It's an exciting time. I know Miss Diana's a little concerned because things have not gone quite as smooth as she would like. But that's because she's very professional in that sense. I know we tend to drive her crazy collectively as a group, but it's worth it. It's fun, and overall, I think we're doing very well. We don't have any actual pages done yet, but we do have concepts. We do have the beginnings. Now let's see. Now present, share screen, share window. I'm gonna play a little Burger Time. This is actually emulated from the arcade. So it's not like a, okay, don't waste peppers. I think I actually, there we go. I have to put some coins into it. Okay. And basically the whole idea is to drop ingredients down and make sandwiches, but I forgot which one was my salt. Salt will stop these things, and I think I can actually run over them if they're salted. It's actually a lot of fun because it's reminiscent of like my childhood to me. This was a very popular arcade game. Yeah, taking out some of those bad guys now. Uh-oh. I got stuck on the ladder. Oh, I was doing so well. Not really. Anybody who knows this game is probably watching me going, what is he doing? But I play it all the time. I'm just not very good at it. And that's kind of why I like emulation. You know, it's a harmless distraction. Oh, great. I didn't even make the high score, which is full of low stuff. Let's click this way. I'll probably do a couple of more. This is my big hobby when I'm not drawing. I love to play old video games, retro games. Burger Time is a lot of fun. This here is one of my favorites, and I'll pop it up so you can see it. It's called Pinbot, and it was actually one of the first games I ever bought on my own. Oh, I do have a little bit more room there. I can turn it down. Good. Because although I love the music, I know it's kind of weird. So this art was weird. But then once you get into the game, it's just a very basic pinball game. Your left paddle is done with your control pad. A button launches the ball, or B button launches the ball. A button controls the right flipper. Oh, that was cheap. You don't get any control there. It just went down the hole. Yeah, Burger Time. Outcast, you know, we should hang sometime. You're more than welcome to come on. Tell us about your projects, or I don't know. Like I said, we'll be working on actual themes for the nights that we're on. One of those nights will be retro gaming. Hopefully. I blew it. Wrong button. Hopefully, I'll get my wire in and I'll be able to. I need to get a cable and I'll be able to run draw streams again. And I don't know if you're an artist or not, or a writer, or both. But I'll be working on that. Let's see. Hello, Eric. I saw you say something. Hang on. If I look away, I'm surely going to lose this ball. It lost it anyways. All right. Well, thank you, Eric. I swear to you, I am planning on getting a hold of you so that we can talk a little bit deeper about the concept. But the Roman thing is really something else. It's a challenge. I don't want it to come off cheesy. I want to make it look really cool, and I'm having fun with it. Like I was saying, I'm doing it at like 4 a.m. when I wake up. It's my morning sketch, but it's more involved than a sketch. So, oh boy, I may be in trouble. Let's see. I have Miss Diana. Hello. Are you there? She is there, but she's not. Hi. I swear I hear you clicking.
Yes.
I don't know. Oh, there she is. Hello.
I'm sorry. Something's wrong with my monitor. And so I'm trying to work on that. But hey everybody. How are you all doing?
I hope they're doing fine. I'm doing horribly. I'm not having any luck with this game.
Well, you know.
I was alone, so I resorted to the game. Outcast and Eric is in, and Captain Nora just said hello.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah, the horse will come. I actually have drawn some cool horses. I just haven't done it in a while. And the angle of this horse really makes photo referencing difficult because the way I'm looking down. So I'm probably going to look through some movies and just find a photographic reference that I can look at before I try to draw it again. When I drew it, he came out kind of, I don't know, he looked really silly, like he belonged in a cartoon.
Huh.
Well, it's a horse, they are very specific creatures.
They're hard to draw too, aren't they?
Only until they're not. Now, that might not make sense, but once you get it, they're pretty easy, but I'm out of practice on them, so I have to do some photo reference, and
Yeah.
that's fine. I just need to find the right pictures because, like I'm saying, the angle, I have to get the top of the head and the back, and it's kind of, most shots of horses are from ground level, and
Right.
yeah, but I am thinking I can probably find something in a Western. I just have to think of the right movie, and I can look at that because they shot, like scenes from the saloon porches looking down on the street, or I'm sure I can find something.
Right.
It's just
I'm sure you can too.
What's
There
that?
it is. I said I'm sure you can too.
Yeah, I mean it's the 21st century. We have access to literally millions and millions of photos.
That's true. That is
Whoa, what is that? That was wild. Did you just like slide something on your desk?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my big monitor
Yeah.
didn't turn on, so I'm trying to figure out why. Okay. I think I got it. For some reason, maybe the power went out today because it was, normally I just have to touch my mouse and everything. My systems come alive. My system was not coming alive. I'm like, what is going on? Anyway.
Well, I'm glad
Sorry
you
about
seem
that,
to
folks.
get up. It's good.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. I think it's good.
so
No.
what are you talking about tonight? I didn't think we were
Not much.
streaming.
Well, I showed a couple of pieces of art. I don't know if you've seen them before. You probably have. Hang on, I'll show them again just because, why not?
All right.
If you were watching the show already and you've already seen these, I apologize. I think you've definitely seen the bird's eye Roman thing that I was working with. Let me see. Present, share screen. We'll go here.
Yeah.
So this was the Roman centurions marching in the road thing that I was working on this morning that will be my morning draw for a while.
Right.
The centurions
that one.
are fun. Yeah,
That
this
was
is going to be
cool.
great.
I
It's
did see
really
that.
early though, so I wanted to share it while it was early. Because when it's
You
done,
mean
like
early in the drawing part of it?
right,
Like,
right, exactly. It's early in the drawing part. Those lines are just a grid. I mentioned it earlier, but it's a grid so that I know where the perspective is.
right.
That's very important when looking, at any drawing.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm fighting a sneeze.
I think it's gonna win.
No, I beat it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tougher than it
So,
is.
what is the game plan for our little stream? Have you given it any more thought?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be doing, some sort of programming setups. Yeah. Actually, Cap, I got to tell you, there's a very fun surprise Very fun surprise concerning that frog. Miss Diana knows, don't you?
Yeah,
You remember?
I do remember. Yes. Yes,
And
yes, I do.
this here is a inked page from the Great Cyclopean number 8. And I'm very happy with it. This is the level of detail that I want to pull up and maintain in the book on a regular basis. But every book you try to improve, and I just think this is so much, yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. And now I'm just laughing at myself because it's my art. I just like looking at it. I can't help it. I love the way it's coming out. And this is just page, I think this is 6 out of the 18 that are now not to this level, but fleshed out and ready to go. So in Cyclopean 8, there's basically 6 more pages before we're going to be on to 9. And as you saw, the first cardinal pages started up. And the Titans Ashcan, I have it set up. It's to the point right before I claimed that the Titans got their powers. But I haven't touched that in about, I don't know, 4 days, which is actually pretty cool because that means when I go back, it'll be like wildfire. As that's how the projects usually go. And I think that's about it for the moment. What do you think, Di? Oh, she's muted. She's probably gone. Look, she even made my thing into a Diana thing.
I'm trying to figure this out. My monitor, my big monitor, is not. So I'm just working off my little laptop. So I am trying to figure out why my Dell monitor will not turn on. So I might have inadvertently muted myself, but I am here for a bit.
Do you want me to come down and fix it while you talk?
No.
I can.
I know, it's okay.
All right. Fine. No, I want you to do this. Talk for about 3 minutes.
3 minutes? Oh, God. Hey, guys. So it's been a busy day. I hope you guys had a really good day at your whatever you do during the day. We had, I work in an elementary school. I'm an occupational therapist. And so I work with a bunch of kids, and some of my kids were out. Hey, Eric, from sicknesses. But one of my little kids that came in, I was saying, so do you celebrate Easter? Because a lot of, you can put the big light on if you want.
Did you bring everything back?
Yeah, it's probably not plugged in the back. If you move the chair, you can go. He's in my office now and rearranging stuff so we can get to the wires. But so I said, hey, do you celebrate Easter? He goes, actually, my family celebrates Jesus's day. I said, oh, on Sunday? I said, do you call it like Resurrection Day? He goes, yeah. We don't really do much with the bunnies.
That's it.
So I don't know what happened. I don't know how you did that.
I touched it.
Literally, guys, I can't stand him sometimes. So he came into my office. He went to the back of my large monitor. He put his hand behind and I did all that, by the way. That's why I was kind of distracted. He touched it and voila, it came alive. I love it. All right. So he's going to mosey on back upstairs so he can actually take over the stream because I'm just babbling. But so this little guy says to me, well, my family, we don't celebrate the bunny stuff. We just celebrate Jesus. I said, that's awesome. I said, I celebrate both. I celebrate the bunnies and Jesus because Jesus made the bunnies. And he just looked at me. And then I'm sitting to like, this is a public elementary school. So I don't want to get into trouble. And I'm hoping that his family doesn't say anything or he doesn't go home to his family and say, Miss Diana said it's okay to, I didn't say it was okay. I just basically said I celebrate both. And he's like, oh, really? You do? I'm like, yeah. And, that's anyway, that's all I have to offer tonight. I wasn't even going to come in tonight because I have got a gazillion things I'm going to work out. And there he is. He's back. Thank the good Lord. Please save your chat. Save your group.
I thought you were doing a wonderful job. That was a great story. I didn't have anything like that.
Babbling
I
over
can
here.
tell you that the kids were overly excited.
Like out of control today.
Yeah, they were driving you nuts.
Well, no. Oh, you're talking about. I was just talking about my
I'm talking
Leticia.
about our club.
Oh, please, you guys, it's a good club. It's a great bunch of kids. They are very passionate about what they're doing. They're just in different directions, all of them, including Kristen. I would be, but it's okay.
Well, I've
I'm
decided I will probably end up doing the breakdowns for the book, just to get them started, at least thumbnails.
Hmm.
Today, I literally had 4 hands up to do the splash page. So
Yeah.
I told them, everybody do a splash page of the outside of the building. Then we'll vote for the best one, and we can use the others. You need a lot of setup scenes as you're going through the story. We'll have to
Right.
have school in the background. We'll have to have the school referenced in other points. Like at the end, there'll be another shot of the school to leave it.
Right.
So we'll definitely be able to use the art. What's going to be crazy is we're going to be, thank you, Tony. What's going to be crazy is trying to put it all together in some sensible form.
Right.
But I'm just excited because I know we're going to have at least 8 pages of telling a cute little story.
Love
I
them.
don't think we're going to make 24. There's going to be a lot of jumps in the story,
Yeah.
and that's
These-
okay.
These kids don't stop with the ideas. And I said to them today, I said, listen, I love the fact that you have so many amazing ideas, but we can't change. We can't keep changing the story. Like they keep wanting to add to it. I said, we haven't even put in writing.
Well, yes, like today I hit them with a big surprise. One of their things was they wanted to have a movie festival with 3 different movies running in 3 different locations in the building. And I suggested that we do them all in one location. And they didn't understand that because they each want their movie to be the lead movie in the story. And I'm like, the movie's not even important, guys. You can run the movie titles on a sign or something. It doesn't matter. And they're like, well, my movie should be the movie that's on the screen.
Right.
Okay,
They're
we'll have to vote or something. Like they're hung up on a minor detail that's irrelevant.
That's not even really part of the whole plot.
The overall story, yeah.
It's the gateway to get them into their portals. That's it.
But they'll
Really?
get that.
That's all the purpose. It doesn't matter what movie is playing. It's a virtual reality movie that the 11 characters that we have that are, kind of like the stars, the main characters in the book, are going to be transported to their portals. And then some of them don't
want to meet their character. They don't want to become the character. They want their character as somebody they can meet.
Right. Well, the funny thing was that bamboozled them even more because they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, Chris, they're not getting their own story. Now, these guys are the ones that generated all of these ideas. I have like about six things of notes.
So what we'll do literally is the ones who want to meet their character, that's what's going to happen. Instead of them going in their portal and becoming their character, they're going to go in their portal and find a character that they can send out to fight for the day.
Right.
And let the cards fall where they may. Like if they have a fictional character that isn't a real person, that guy can get beat up pretty hard. He's a fake guy.
Right.
That's what I'm going to tell him too. I'm going to be like, if he's fictional, we can throw him into the wall. Because nobody's going to get hurt in this except for the robotic Canadian geese.
And we do have some very big personalities that kind of take over the room, and I'm really trying to be mindful of that. Trying to pull them back in a little bit so the more quieter kiddos can do their thing. And it's just been crazy. It's just crazy.
Well, have you not noticed that it's attracted the quietest and the loudest kids from each class?
Oh my gosh.
It's like we have some of the kids that are so like meek and gentle, and they're over in their like table working away, and then we have like the table next to them, and they're like the Sopranos, little junior Sopranos. If you don't get the reference, that's kind of like they're not criminals, but they kind of have their own comic book mafia going on where it's their way or the highway. It's like, no, guys, you can't do that.
Oh my gosh.
And we have one little fellow who keeps drawing questionable art, and I'm like,
oh yeah, I confiscated the iPad. I'm like
wearing nice
Canada.
photo.
Yeah, he had a little old Butsky shot. And I'm like, nope, give me the iPad. You're on paper now. He's like, oh, like, no, I don't want to. Nope, nope, I don't want to hear it. Nope.
And of course, we're talking 3rd and 4th graders, so it's all toilet humor, you know. It's not an adult butt shot. It's like he'll put a butt crack on somebody and everybody will laugh. And it's like,
Right.
okay, yes, that was very funny. Okay, put the toilet lid down now. Let's go. In fact, when we were shooting locations, one of the portals is the boys' bathroom on the 1st floor. Oh dear God, the laughter. I was like, guys, it's a toilet. I'm like, oh. So I asked them if they knew about Toilet Head, which made them laugh even harder, because that's what I learned about at Fisher Hill. And they were like, you know Toilet Head? I'm like, I drew Toilet Head, guys. No way. Okay, let's move on, because we had to shoot every classroom that their portals appear in.
Meanwhile, I'm back up in the media center attempting to begin a script with these youngsters that I had because we switched it out. You know what I mean? And Chris had the more motivated writers. And
Now,
his
wait
group-
a minute. No, I took half the group and then the other half. So the first half you got were the less motivated writers. And then by the time I got back with the first half, you looked like, so the group I left her with pretty much had her like, when I left, her hair was back and she looked really professional and had glasses on. And when I came back, the hair was all frazzled and her glasses were crooked, and one of the arms from the glasses were hanging from her chin. And I was like, oh, honey, what happened? And she's like, take them picture taking.
And I'm very structured and strict, but I'm still I brought the lollipops. They were so excited. So I got the they had their lollipops. Figured that would keep their mouths like busy and their minds busy. But at any rate, guys, I know it's Thursday night.
Well,
and
it's Thursday night, so all we really have to share usually is club information, but I'm excited. I think that they will have something to remember from it, and that's going to be what counts.
Exactly.
I can't say too much because it's weird. You know, they are they're minors, and they, so I can't like call them out by name or anything. They know who they are if they're watching, but you guys are all great.
Yeah.
It's just I'm going to say the same things I always say because it's always a great experience.
Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, that
What do you
that
think
happened.
of those Celtics?
Are they playing?
I don't know if they're playing right now, but they're playing well.
I know. When is their thing over? Do you know?
I think they only have like 12 games left. It's coming up on the playoffs soon. They are the number 1 seed in the East. They're expected to go to the finals, and
Right.
We'll see. I know that was out of left field, but that was something that just came up on my mind. I was like, hey, the Boston Celtics are doing well. So are the Bruins, but the Bruins have they're coming off an epic season last year that was a collapse. All right, so I'm checking in right now. The Celtics are up 63-59 at halftime against Atlanta, who they lost to after leading by like 30 points last 2 nights ago.
Oh man.
Yeah, I still follow sports a little bit. I mean, that's another thing. We could do sports. We could do politics, which no, I don't really want to do politics. That is too hairy. No matter what position you take, you piss somebody off. It's almost as dangerous as a God chat. I mean, you got to be careful when you do God chats because you want to keep it praising. You want to keep it happy and truthful. But
Right.
people can get really emotional about, how they view God. So
Anyway.
you don't want to get too deep.
Right.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Well,
But
maybe you do, but you want to try to avoid too, I think.
I know. Tony said, "Hey, big guy."
Yeah. Oh, because of my mouth. See, potty mouth.
Yeah, potty mouth. Exactly.
Joey, by the way, how are you, brother? Actually,
Hey,
I don't know if I should call him brother or just Sonny, because I'm up there with his daddy in age. I'm like, hey, Sonny, welcome to the show.
So
Back in the old days, We used to have beepers, you see.
I am going to
I know
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
just
leave.
no, I'm just gonna sit and listen. I gotta do a couple of things and I'm here. I'm just telling you, I'm just gonna listen. I do want to ask if anybody who's listening, any artists or creators that are out there that are listening that might want to consider coming on and being a guest. You don't have to have an active campaign, but we'd love to interview you.
Or at least shoot the
Oh,
crap. Like interview can sound so intimidating, but we would love anybody who's put together a comic. Come on, just to share your experiences. How were your publishing experiences? We've published ourselves independently, exclusively. So, I got it. Joey is the big guy. Good. I thought you were referring to my gut. But Joey is a bigger man than I am. I'm only like what 5'7" when I'm soaking wet. That
yeah.
doesn't make sense. 5'7" when I'm in platform shoes. I don't know. The soaking wet thing works when you talk about your weight.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Wrong.
Saying is
Yeah.
that looking to use one of our nights, or maybe not on a regular basis. I don't know if we'd had, but if you know of anyone, if you're not a comic creator, but you know somebody who's starting out or who's been published and would like to come on and share their
Well,
wisdom and
we could have a
their
non-published night too. But
Mhm.
like I'd like to make a distinction between the two because the things you'll hear from someone who's coming up versus someone who's been there are going to be two totally different things.
Right.
And they can both be great, but I think they should be separate so that we can keep a distinction.
hmm
It's just me being weird.
No, not
A
you.
little bit. I am a little bit weird. I hope you can understand that.
Yeah, you are.
I'm supposed to be. Did you know
Okay.
that? No,
No.
by rule, I'm supposed to be. A
What
little
rule?
weird.
What rule are we looking at?
The rule of gravity.
Oh my God. See, you guys, I told him, I said, you don't have to stream every night. Really, you don't. And he's like, yes, I do. It's a habit
No.
now.
All right, you need to be fair on that because that's your fault.
What?
It's your fault
Why?
because you created this monster. You said stream, get on there and stream, son. I said, all right, I will.
Oh my God. They know that's like the biggest false statement ever.
I get locked in my office till I get online, and then she says, okay, give me an hour and I'll let you off the
Yeah,
hook.
around with my whip going, listen, you know, I'm
Yeah,
like,
not to
Night.
mention, I guess I blew that when I came down to work on your monitor. I don't know how you let me out of the locked-in office, but electronic locks, that's what it is.
Denial is right.
But
Help himself,
Hey,
believe it. Wow.
the truth is, I'm gonna get the Apple cable so I can redo my system so I can go back to doing some draw streams. And for those, I highly welcome anybody who has a means of streaming their art to come on and we can draw together. It doesn't have to be like a competition.
Right.
It can be an exchange of techniques and skills.
That's true. It could be.
Yeah. I mean, it should be. But I want to start working on the books online.
Mhm.
If I'm going to do streams at night and I'm not going to have a lot to talk about, if I have it hooked up, I could be sitting here right now working on, one of 3 different projects while I talk.
What are you talking about? Don't you do that?
No, not when I'm not like this. If I was set up to stream with the drawing, I would. But
Mhm.
if I'm sitting here drawing, I'll get caught up in the drawing and the conversation changes in my head. But if I'm drawing it, it's on stream. It's like you guys are part of the same experience, even if it's different.
I'm confused. So you're talking about live drawing while
Yeah.
you're talking? Okay.
And And what it's going to require is I'm going to change up the office. I have to have both computers
Okay.
closer together.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
So, how many times have you said you were going to change up the studio? Can we have a date?
Well, where do you want to go?
No, not me. You. You told me not to touch your office.
All right. I'll ask you. Where do you? Yes, we can have a date. Where do you want? I would like to go to the movies there. How's that?
You don't like the movies. So I'm talking about, I would like for you to announce a date when your studio will finally be finished with your feng shui.
Would you change?
I've been very patiently since Christmas and you haven't done it. And you know me with redecorating.
I'll premiere it tomorrow night. I'll do it tomorrow evening, and then tomorrow night on my late show, I'll premiere it. Because tomorrow night's Friday. That means I'll be doing like 5 till midnight when I launch the show.
You always do.
Huh?
You're going to do exactly what you always do.
What's that?
You come
No,
home.
I won't, because tonight I almost did it. Tonight I almost switched everything around, but I don't have the cable yet. So what I'll have to do, even though you went there tonight, I should have asked you. I need to go down to Walmart, pick up a cable, and just set it up, and then hide the cable from the cats. Because for those who don't know, all my cables, I had like 4 cables for everything.
You should have told me. I would have picked one.
I know, I forgot. But the kittens, when they were first teething, really enjoyed those cables. I guess because there was no power in them.
Right.
But yeah, they chewed the heck out of them. They ran around with them, and I have 2 that work, but they're both the wrong kind. They both work with my phone and my Apple Watch. Let's see. All right. Joey says something here, and I got bad eyes. So in part, I'm putting it up here so I can read it.
Cool concept would be to draw a character and maybe ponder about the morality or consequences of whatever powers they have. That would be a cool concept. That would get a discussion going too.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll agree to it. No, actually, I like the idea, and that can kind of be, what we do, or maybe come up with a concept and everybody draw their concept of the, their vision of the concept.
Okay.
So like a writer could get involved if they had like this wacky idea, every time he meets Snickers bars, he becomes a young man instead of an old person. That commercial? Like, what if that really happened? What if Snicker bars really made you young? Senior citizens are buying them up and they're turning young when they get,
See
hungry.
this? He said, for example, how would a speedster see you in the world? If everything was slow to them, would they have the patience?
Well, with great power comes great responsibility.
You saw Tony's remark. You're such a gooba head. But yeah. So yeah, I think that is a pretty good idea.
Well, I'm going to say this. If you're a youngster out there watching, remember The Boys is rated M for mature, I believe. But if you've watched Boys season 1, A-Train, who is a Flash-like speedster, comes flying down the road and ends up accidentally hitting a girl with dire consequences of the most graphic variety. And I thought that was an interesting look right away at like the life of a speedster and what can happen if you're traveling, faster than the speed of sound and someone steps off the curb at the wrong moment.
You could be in trouble.
Well, he was, but that kind of got into a plot of corporate cover-up and NDAs and, bad consciences. I'm not even really a fan of that show. I was at the beginning, and every season they've gotten more disgusting. And I swear to God, I haven't watched season 3 since the opening because I was so disgusted. And that's kind of interesting because I'm a real fan of Invincible, which is another mature themed show, but that one doesn't have the same level of just gross perversion, like just perversion.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. And people eat it up, and I understand that because it's that it's kind of where Western comics have led us. It's, you have to outdo the last thing. You always have to be a little bit harder than the last thing, a little dirtier, a little raunchier.
Mhm.
Although I think Invincible kind of speaks to that because it comes back a notch, even though it's graphic, it's still a cartoon.
Yeah. The Boys, I think it was, live action, so it was different to me in that respect. Like the graphic was really graphic. Does that make sense?
Well, you want to hear a bit of honesty?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that bugs me about The Boys is I would probably have been a total fan of Homelander. I would have bought all the propaganda. I would have been like, "Oh yeah, praise Jesus! He's a conservative Superman." When the airplane was destroyed, when the airplane, remember the airplane where everybody died because he didn't really do much of anything. That would have been like, I would have been one of those people going, "I believe him when he says he tried," which is kind of scary to know and admit and realize about myself,
Right.
I
Well,
think in the long run, though, he's going to prove to everybody that he's a real not nice guy. I don't know how he gets his. I haven't read the books, and I don't know how close they are to the books, but
I was going to say
online you see enough.
they're based off of a comic, right? Right. The
Well,
Boys.
yes, at least somewhat.
Mhm.
You know what, Joey? That's one that I've always loved to ponder with because the Great Cyclopean at one time had telekinetic or telepathic powers. That was how he was communicating. And I
Right.
didn't like the moral consequences of all that, which is exactly why I took him to sign language.
Mhm.
It's a powerful thing, It's like you do. If you can read everybody's minds, you're on a whole different level of understanding.
Right.
I always
That's
thought it
true.
would be fun. Like, so one of the conceptual stories I had was like, what if a guy had a mutant ability to de-age people, and the rich people of the world who are into all that nasty sex trafficking and stuff were commissioning him to de-age them so they could be younger, to have weird and kinky environmental occasions, and he became a millionaire in that concept
Mhm.
because of the sickness of the planet and how people would just flood to him with money to get him to, de-age them for the sake of some sort of weird, kinky fantasies.
Mm.
And in that story, that was actually an early story for Blood Puff. He goes in and basically kills all the sickos. At that point, I was writing stories that were at least aiming to be more mature. I don't know if it really worked. It was never like a campaign story or anything, so it didn't go that far into development. I
Right.
did play with it for a 24-hour comic, but that's a whole nother story, the 24-hour comic thing. I don't think I'll do that this year, but I have done it, 2 years. I did it 2 straight years, and then
Did you do it last year? I don't think you did.
I missed last year's, yeah.
I think because we had
I was at a convention, I believe.
we were at the comic book fest, our comic book fest. So
Oh, is that
Yeah.
what it was?
yeah, I believe that's what it was. It was that Saturday. Pretty sure, anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll do it this year. It really is a taxing thing. The idea to do 24 pages in 24 hours.
Mhm.
I've never done, I think, more than 16 in 24 hours.
Right.
And those, we're not talking about great art. We're talking about it's a rush job. So it's not very rewarding. It's only rewarding in the sense that, wow, look, I can really push out some pages if I had to,
Mhm.
a lot of times the books that do finish, I don't believe are really the best efforts. I don't believe that they're actually a 24-page comic. They're full of fluff and duff and whatever, but whatever, people do what they do and they enjoy it, and that's fine. But I haven't done a true 24 pages. That's all I know. And there's no sense to lie about that. 16 pages is a lot in 24 hours too, but do you
It
know what I'm
was
saying?
remember I was like, yeah, you're crazy. I'm sorry. I just wouldn't. I don't create comics anyway. So, but yeah, I just wouldn't do it.
Well, I do know I've never done it, but if I ever hit it on the surges that I get, like,
Right.
you know, this last weekend, basically I like just laid out 8 pages in a few hours. And that's usually how it comes. It comes in spurts, and then I'll spend the next week or two, cleaning up and finalizing and inking those pages. And then before you know it, you get a book done. It's all done. Yeah, it's nice. I am thinking about doing something really special for the cover this time.
Yeah.
Tony pointed out it seems the gatefold cover, the 2-page cover, front and back, is very popular. So I'm going to try to do those.
The
What
what
was
kind
King
of-
Kirby average?
Oh, King Kirby.
I don't know. For a day or for a month? King Kirby could do like multiple issues a month. The thing about Kirby is if you really study him, it wasn't that he was drawing fantastically. It was that he had motion, energy, and just a style that he could rip stuff out with.
Hmm.
On a day, I don't know what he could do a day. Oh my God. I know somebody would know that answer. But Jack Kirby,
Mhm.
oh, legendary, just legendary. And, consistency, which is probably the most important part of cartooning, was the one thing that nobody could ever shake about Kirby. He could, no matter what he drew, you could tell it was his.
Right.
And there were a lot of imitators, a lot of people who looked a little bit like him or more like him than others. But Kirby was Kirby and still is to this day. Yeah, Jack and Stan. I even like them more than Ditko and Stanley. Not that Ditko wasn't great for Spider-Man, especially in the beginning, but Jack and Stan kind of made the whole foundation. And Spider-Man was kind of like the outlier, the weird one on the outside that stuck. There's not like a lot of other people that you think of with Stan Lee because they created so much. Like
Right.
Stan Lee and Romita Sr. was big. Anything Buscema did with him, or I'm saying that wrong, I'm sure, but it was Kirby, Lee and Kirby and Lee and Ditko based on the big guys, the big creations.
Yeah,
Yep.
you guys, you've talked about him a lot. I remember when we first met, you were all about it, all about them.
Well,
Stan, Jack Kirby.
yeah.
Those were like, oh God.
Well, they were the foundation of manhood for me, which sounds really kind of beta, but I don't really care. Like my dad took off when I was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old. And I had to draw lessons about how to be a man from somewhere. And it ended up being from the world and stories of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko. And then later, Chris Claremont and John Byrne. And I'm just naming the biggest names, like in my teenage years, Frank Miller was walking a path that I loved, learning about different aspects of being a brutish man and how Wolverine would handle it. And, Daredevil and all these fantastic characters that I look to. And I see that need today in the kids, and I don't know what's feeding them right now. Is it Five Nights at Freddy's, or is it, Superman Boy Scout edition, which was a much better role model, by the way, than Five Nights at Freddy's. I would much rather have kids, looking up to a over noble, over righteous, superpowered being of peace and justice than, an animatron that kills at night.
Right. Anyway.
Did I make you cry?
No.
I'm like you're crying.
No, I'm not crying. Oh my God.
You were like,
no. I got like a sniffly going on. That's all. You have to point that out to everybody. Good Lord. All right, I'm gonna get ready to go.
well, we should go together.
No, I don't want to go with you. I think we should stay.
I thought we
No.
were married.
We are, you
You
know.
make me feel horrible. I'm sorry.
No, you shouldn't be sorry. I don't make you feel horrible. You're so
Tried to
you're
make you happy tonight.
so what?
I tried to make you happy tonight.
What? Does he sound like a little girl or what? What are you talking about?
No, well, I did tell you didn't have to come on tonight.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Listen, this is your husband, my husband. Honey, I know you're really tired. You just came from shopping and you just made dinner and yeah, you're feeding the dogs and yeah, you flipped the laundry and oh now you're doing the arrangement of the flowers. Yeah. But just in case I'll send you the link. No, does he like is that so passive aggressive? Like, and then I could hear him. I don't know if she's gonna come on. She might be sleeping. Such a baby. I
Well,
can't
here's
take
the
it.
deal. So if you're out there listening right now,
No.
on the nights when Diane is not here, I really need people to play off of. I need other people to talk to. And on the nights she is here, we could use more people to talk to. My only requirement is just, we're trying to keep it somewhat family oriented. Doesn't mean you have to be rated G, but we like to keep it PG 13 on a late night, maybe. Every now and then, people say things they probably shouldn't, but it's not like the end of the world. But yeah, we're trying not to focus on adult content. We're trying to focus on something that's more of an all ages. And we want that reflected in those who are on here. Not that there's anything wrong with you if you're like a nasty person.
Oh my I think what I'd like to add to that is, yeah, we're not, we have a lot of families and children that will, if we start at 8 o'clock and they're still up and about, they might, hey, Mr. D is on. So we don't want to use a lot of like bad language, which we typically don't anyways.
Right.
Also would like the people that are on our panel to be supportive of what we're doing and not to say derogatory remarks about what we'd like to do. And just kind of come on and have a good time with us without,
Well, it's one thing to joke. It's another thing when it becomes a pattern. And then it kind of, we don't want to become like, we're not a Comicsgate show. We're not a drama show. We don't want to be. We don't want to be like, and I know that's kind of contradictory because sometimes I come in here and I'm like, oh my God, look what they just said. But that's going to become less and less. Because truly, guys, the whole, drama on Twitter with Comicsgate and Eric July has gotten so pitiful. And like every time I think they can't get worse, they get worse. So it's kind of like there is like you sometimes wait for a car crash to finish before you jump up and try to help.
right.
There is no helping. It just keeps rolling down the track. It's like, oh my goodness, they just never stop. And for me, that's not an answer. I need something with a conclusion like that. Like, if something's bad, you fix it and you move on. You just don't sit there and continue with it and grind it. And that's just what it became.
Right. And I also like to, if you're going to come and hang in our panel, just like don't say things that could make us feel bad.
No, I know what you're trying to say. She's saying, don't try to trigger Chris because he can be a
Right. So please come in and have fun, but don't trigger Chris because not only does Chris get upset, he's
Wait a
just
minute now. Wait. I have a very, very, very patient piece to me. And the problem with me is if you push too hard, too long, too far, when I do get to the point when I'm done, I'm like done. I'm like, I shut down and you got to give me at least a month because
yeah.
truly I'm like a pressure cooker. And I am learning those who have been around a while know that the whole troll book started because of a stupid little debate drama thing. And I ended up drawing like 100 pages of troll stories because I was angry and wanted to prove I could.
Right.
And I've learned from that. So I'm avoiding that. So
Oftentimes we'll just say, I just need some time. Just like, please don't contact me. I need some time. And I understand that because, of course, I'm on the receiving end. Hello, it's me. I hear it all everywhere. Yeah, and now
Well,
I
hopefully you could say
so
something nice about me because I have tried hard to be much better about
years
stuff.
ago, he used it was a lot quicker. And like he's literally like I know times that he's shut his family out. You can't shut your family out. Yes, I can. I'm not talking to them. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, it's your sister or your mother or your what? Like you
Yeah,
can't. Like I was not. I'm an Italian. We do not. We will argue. We will duke it out. We'll
yeah.
have lots. Like we will just resolve it. You don't leave until it's resolved.
Her
You know.
families have had disputes, and I've looked at her and gone, "How come you haven't disowned them?" And she's like, "What?"
Yes.
And I'm like, "Just disown the bitch." And she's like, "You don't do that." And I'm like,
I
"Why?
never.
Our family does it all the time." Like it's like, but that has improved too. We used to be like that.
Yeah. Well.
Um,
Yeah, he's not he doesn't question why I do the things I do with my family. Like, you haven't seen so and so in like a year and a half. It says doesn't matter. If I go to like I have an upcoming event for one of my cousins and I don't see her on a regular day basis, but I do when I do see her, it's like, oh my gosh, it's been so
yeah, it's
long.
funny because like I thought that only exists with friends that like you had experiences with. Like I do experience that with Tony and my sister, of course, because my sister and I have been through so much. But
Yeah.
like my sister and I have that same thing where like I know that if I tick each other off severely, we'll cut
Hmm.
it off until there's like a medical emergency. And that's
Yeah.
how we've always gotten back together. Somebody's had a car wreck or, somebody got ill and, there was a question. Oh, it was scary, like when I got the COVID,
Hmm.
um, things like that, and it's like other families are like, no, we see each other like every other week for Sunday dinner. And I'm like, oh, wow, we barely see each other for Easter. What are you talking about? Uh,
We didn't have a choice. But anyways, we
but
digress. It's not
I want to point out though, I do love my sister, my family, it's just we're different than you guys.
yeah. There's nothing like that. There's
It's a
nothing
beautiful thing in its own way.
Mhm, mhm.
Yes, yes.
It is, and I don't mean anything badly by that, but the point of that whole thing was like Chris can have a very short fuse sometimes, but it usually is a slow build. And that's one thing that I'm trying to work on to
Well,
help
and they
him.
definitely drop hints. Like when I think I was kind of when you say a slowed bill, it's not like a smooth elevator where you're on the ground floor and then you're on the 20th floor with just a jink and a jank.
Mhm.
I usually start ratcheting it up and I'll make some comments back and then wham, I'm like like a refrigerator. I just close right up, light goes off,
Mhm,
and everything goes into freeze mode.
mhm.
But somebody turned it up too high, so the milk gets all that freezing.
Yeah, the reason I pointed that out because we would love to have, I would love to be able to offer, um, you know, opening streams again, at some point, either on some night where it's just an open stream night, anybody can come in. I think what happened was we were doing open streams every single night and we weren't able to, I felt, really maintain the chat, maintain the panel. And we're trying to take a step back, reassess things, and come up with another plan. And I think we do. And I'm hoping that will go into effect next week, that Chris will be able to announce what night we're doing what night. We know that Wednesday night's always talking about Hero Shack.
Well, and Saturdays, I think I'm going to do a Saturday morning show.
Okay.
And the intent of the Saturday morning show will hopefully be able to like put on some programming for kids.
Right.
Because there really isn't much Saturday morning anymore. When I used to, when we woke up when I was a kid, every network had, Saturday morning cartoons. And yes, they were all commercials for existing toy lines, 99% of them. But it was an awesome thing. You
Mhm.
turn on NBC and they got like Thundar the Barbarian. And then you flip the channel and yeah, okay, it's something stupid like some girly cartoon. But you flip it again and there's Dungeons and Dragons on CBS, and it was like there was something for everybody, you know. You didn't mind that they had the girly Smurfs on over there because over here they had like Flash Gordon,
Right.
There was so much available. And it's funny because they talk about diversity. I don't know. Things were pretty well diverse and getting more so, and then it just kind of got militant. Now it's just crazy. I let stuff go organically in our books. I don't look at a checklist. I just let stuff happen.
Right. That's true. That's true. So I'm going to
Help me
Hey-
close the stream.
yeah, I'm going to go because I really do have
Ladies
a
and
couple.
gentlemen, we're going to go together because I'm not going to let my wife leave me here.
Leave you there.
Yeah, well, I was listen, at 8:13 I had updated everything I had for the day, so I was done. You were just, honey, you came and saved the show.
I came in a little late. I know.
You saved it. You were such I'm in awe. Ladies and gentlemen, my wife is awesome.
You guys are you're just teasing me
All
now.
right. So no, I'm not teasing you. You really are, but we love you guys. I'm going to end the show with the song in a second because it's free. Free EE. Don't let it be. Come read free, right? That's what
Yeah.
I've been telling the kids, and I know they have been reading, so that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, may the one-eyed guy spread.
There you go.